Students, I'm Dr. Komal Rathod, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce Vidya, Faculty of Ayurvedic Science in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. So students, today's practical session we will discuss about history taking and physical examination in CBS in pediatrics. So let's get started. So, in this CBS examination, we will discuss about first what is the symptoms of heart disease. So heart disease symptoms including in feeding difficulty, poor weight gain, irritability, excessive crying, wheezing, noisy labored breathing, frequent respiratory tract infection, breathlessness, fatigue and weakness, cough, chest pain, swelling of feet, joint pain, painful swelling in finger pulse, sinuses, and involuntary movements, and hemoptysis. So, all is this about is it congenital or acquired? We have to discuss about first what is the symptoms about congenital or acquired. So, congenital symptoms from infancy and feeding difficulty means failure to thrive and recurrent hospital admission. And acquired heart disease is for rheumatic fever, and the symptoms is fever, joint pain, and chorea. If it is congenital, or is it cyanotic or acyanotic? Why sinuses occur, and what are the types of sinuses? Which one is present in cyanotic congenital heart disease, and what is the differentiate and how to differentiate? We have to discuss about it in further slides. So first of all, we have to discuss about what is central sinuses and peripheral sinuses. The mechanism is central sinuses is diminished arterial oxygen saturation, and peripheral sinuses mechanism is diminished flow of blood to the local parts. So sites of central sinuses on skin, mucous membrane like tongue, lips, and cheeks, etc. And the peripheral sites of peripheral sinuses is only skin only. The clubbing and polycythemia in central sinuses usually associate, and peripheral is not associated. The central sinuses temperature is warm and peripheral sinuses is cold. The local heat sinuses remain in central sinuses, and sinuses, peripheral sinuses abolished. If it is cyanotic congenital heart disease, what is the actual cyanotic heart disease? So, congenital heart disease are two types. First is cyanotic congenital heart disease and acyanotic congenital heart disease. So here we will discuss about cyanotic congenital heart disease. It's depend on two types. First is decrease pulmonary blood flow and increase pulmonary blood flow. So what is the causes of decreased pulmonary blood flow? And the cause is uh, teratology of Fallot, and second is tricuspid atresia, and transposition of greater arteries. So here is the TGA means transposition of greater arteries, or single ventricle with pulmonary stenosis. Second type is increased pulmonary blood flow means truncus arteriosus and single ventricle without pulmonary stenosis. It's all about based on murmur sound, changes in heart sounds, and further investigations. If it is acyanotic congenital heart disease, what is the actual congenital heart disease? So first we discuss second form acyanotic congenital heart disease. They are again two types. First is volume overload and second is pressure overload. So volume overload means um, um, क्या बोलते हैं erotic erotic aortic stent disease and ventricle stent disease and patent ductus arteriosus. These all types are volume overloaded, and pressure overload means pulmonary stenosis, arterial stenosis, and coaction of aorta. And all of these based on further investigations. So if it is about rheumatic fever, or it's related about rheumatic heart disease. So it's all about involved in valves. So here is the evidence of pericarditis or myocarditis. And are any their complaints about cardiac compression failure or congestive cardiac failure, infective endocarditis, and pulmonary hypertension. So here is the criteria based on major and minors criteria based on heart disease. If major 1 and minor 2 criteria suggest presence of heart disease. So NADA criteria are major 1 is systemic murmur grade 3 or more in intensity, and diastolic murmur, cyanosis, and congestive heart failure. These all are major criteria, and the minor one is systemic murmur grade 2 or less in intensity. Abnormal second heart sound, abnormal ECG, abnormal X-ray, or abnormal blood pressure. So presence of one major and 2 minor criteria suggest presence of heart disease. All of inspired dates, we have to discuss about perinatal history of the infant, maternal condition, and any other teratogenic drugs intake by mother, and postnatal history. So first, we will discuss perinatal history. In perinatal history, was the mother immunized against rubella prior to delivery? Was the mother scanned in antenatal period? Or any other history of fever with rashes in first trimester, painful swelling behind the ear? The maternal condition like diabetes, systemic lupus erythematosus, and phenylketonuria, defect in heart of the baby like PGA, vascular septum disease, patent ductus arteriosus, congenital heart disease or heart block in mother's condition like SLE and VSD, ASD, again PDA because of phenylketonuria condition of mother. And some drugs like teratogenic drugs intake by mothers like sodium valproate, phenytoin, alcohol, thalidomide, lithium, amphetamine, indomethacin, vitamin A and D causes cardiac defect in baby. The postnatal history is neonatal sinuses, breathing difficulty, feeding problem, and delay in growth. Family history is maternal age at conception, age of the father, heart disease in family, hereditary disease, rheumatic fever, and diabetic mother. So general examination we have to done in some dysmorphic syndromes like Down syndrome, Edwards syndrome, Patau syndrome, Marfan, Turner, and Hallam. So any other clubbing, infective endocarditis, edema, restrictive and severe tricuspid valve disease, sweating on forehead, chest and spine deformity, of apical impulse or scoliosis or kyphosis, skin like rheumatic nodules and pallor. So anthropometry we have to discuss like weight and height, weight of failure to save like CHF, cyanotic heart disease, weight might increase due to edema, and height like taller or shorter stretchers. CVS examination we have to discuss about pulse, BP, jugular vena pressure, and inspection of pericardium like bony spine deformity, chest shape, trachea central or deviated, visible pericardial bulge, visible pulsation, any scar, dilated vein or sinuses. So we have to again, second term is palpation. First we have to inspect, and then second is palpation. Then percussion and auscultation. So second step is palpation. In palpation we have to inspect apex beat, parasternal heave, thrill, and any palpable pulsation in pericardial region. And third is percussion and auscultation. So in this next session, we will discuss about percussion and auscultation. So that's all about this session. Hope you like that session. Thank you.